In February 1997, a man identifying himself as Mel Waters of Ellensburg, Washington State, appeared on Coast to Coast with Art Bell, a national AM talk show. Bell's late-night show featured weird, alien and conspiracy-type stories.
You are fake news.
Mel explained that there's a hole in the ground that looks like a well, but it's not a well. For years now, Mel and previous owners of the property used the hole as a trash dump. Even his neighbors used it. Garbage, old appliances, everything and anything was dumped in the hole. Then Mel started wondering, where's all the junk going? What's down there? Why doesn't the hole ever fill up? Why doesn't the hole seem to have a bottom? Welcome to Hey, It's a Great Life. Before we start, hit the like button. It's free and will help me to grow this channel. Here we go. There was other strangeness with the hole too. His dogs wouldn't go near it. And if he tried to listen to the radio, weird interference would be heard, and sometimes even radio stations apparently from the past would come through, including a baseball game being played live, but taking place back in 1967. The pit measures 9 feet 9 inches in diameter, and there's a stone retaining wall built around it that goes down 20 feet. After that, the hole continues down into blackness. Into the hole had been tossed everything from household waste and furniture to building debris to dead cows, for as long as anyone could remember. Yet it never seemed to fill up. Why can't you hear objects hitting the bottom? Why can't you hear your own echo? Mel was determined to find out exactly how far down the pit went. He had plenty of spools of fishing line available, so he attached a weight to the line and sent it down the hole. It went 4,500 feet, the full length of the reel, and didn't hit bottom. He attached another spool and got down to 10,000 feet. Still, no bottom. Spool after spool of fishing line went down the hole, but he could not reach the bottom. By the time Mel ran out of line, he was 80,000 feet down, over 15 miles, and still no bottom. That's the equivalent height of stacking 60 Empire State Buildings on top of each other. A neighbor told Mel a particularly creepy story that he had once tossed the carcass of his deceased dog into the hole, only to later see the dog running around the woods wearing the same exact collar. The dog refused to respond when the owner called to it. If this uncanny story is true, the hole could be a portal to an alternate reality, or even a time travel gate. Of course, once news got out over the radio, the powers that be took notice. The very next day when Mel Waters returned from town, the access road to his property was blocked by uniformed military, and it was obvious that heavy machinery had been brought in. Mel was told there was a plane crash on the property, but there was no report of a crash, no fire, no smoke. Still, Mel was told he couldn't enter his own property until the crash was completely investigated. When Mel asked to speak to the person in charge, a man in civilian clothes told him that the land was not necessarily his anymore, and it would be very easy to find a drug lab on the property if he didn't leave. Mel threatened to go to the news. The man in charge told him, "Go ahead and talk." Nobody would believe it. It would be 3 years before Mel was heard from again. He said he was offered $3 million a year to lease the land and property, but the deal included signing a non-disclosure agreement and leaving the country immediately and never coming back. Mel then moved to Australia. This is the end of part 1, but not the end of Mel's story. Things get stranger and stranger. Leave a comment below if you would like part 2. Thanks for watching.